Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here. Today I have a brand new build for you guys in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. This is a really fun PvP build. It's also really good, especially if you know how to play it right. But the main thing is that it's something different, because I know a lot of people are getting bored with the game because Rockstar needs to hurry up and release some new content. We did recently get a new update, but it wasn't what we were expecting. We got one new game mode, and it's pretty much Battle Royale like every other game now. So that was pretty disappointing. We need new content so that we can keep going with this game and not get bored, but a lot of people are getting bored with it. So this is something that you can do to change your playstyle and actually have a lot of fun with it. I call this the Slippery Sniper build. So if you can't tell from its name, it is a sniper build. So the sniper rifle that I personally recommend is the Carcano rifle. Now if you really like the rolling block and you have that, that's fine as well. But just personally, I really love this rifle. A couple of things about this rifle that's pretty interesting. This gun definitely, in my opinion, fires a lot faster than the bolt action. This gun has a really nice fire rate to it, but the best part about it is actually the reload. This gun has a magazine, so whenever you reload it, it's super quick and you get all your shots back instantly, which is pretty crazy. Now, the reason why that's good is because if you're trying to free aim on people, you're going to want to throw down a lot of fire at them, trying to hit them in the head if possible, and if not, in the body multiple times to put them down. Now, the way that you want to play with this build primarily is, of course, at distance. You want to try to stay out of lock-on range at all times. So whenever you're fighting people, instead of trying to rush towards their spawn to kill them, you're actually going to be trying to get away from their spawn so that you can actually take shots at them from distance. And it actually works really effectively, especially when players are trying to snipe back at you, or if they're trying to take you out, because a lot of times they're not prepared for that. They are just not prepared to actually snipe at you. They might not even have a sniper rifle, and you do. So they're going to be trying to use repeaters with scopes, or maybe rifles with scopes, and they're going to have a really hard time hitting you because you're used to it and you've been practicing with it, and you are taking them out no problem, and you have a way superior rifle for taking them out. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ability cards and what you want. Now there are a couple things that you absolutely do not need, but the most important thing that you really do want is Slippery Bastard. Now this is why it's called the Slippery Sniper build. Because, like I said, the way you want to play it is from range, out of people's lock-on range. Force people to free aim you. But if they do get close to you and they rush you or whatever, and you're having a hard time hitting them, whatever it might be, or if they sneak up on you, you will then be able to go into Deadeye and you have Slippery Bastard, meaning that they cannot lock onto you. And because you actually have a really good scoped weapon, you can pretty much just go ahead and take them out with your free aim, and they are going to have a hell of a hard time hitting you and killing you, because Slippery Bastard has a lot of nice things about it where you're actually harder to hit. But at the same time, they're going to have to free aim on you. And if they're not good at free aiming, you will destroy them. So Slippery Bastard is a great perk. The only downside is that the Deadeye will drain a lot faster than other abilities. But you have something to kind of counteract that, which will be the Unblinking Eye. Your Deadeye will drain a lot slower. Now, I'm not using eye for an eye with this build because the reason is that getting headshots, even when you're sniping, is not the easiest thing. So we're not going to be getting a ton of headshots. We can get some here and there, but for the most part, we're going to be taking people down with 2 shots in the body. That's pretty consistent. You will normally 2-shot most players when you're sniping at them, and that's really cool. Now, just in case someone does sneak up on us, or if they're trying to take us out at range, we have Never Without One. Meaning that at any time they headshot us, we will not die from 1 shot, our hat will fly off, and if they're body shotting us, we're going to take a little bit less damage than if we didn't have this perk. So I absolutely love this perk. The main thing I love about this perk is the insurance. Someone does sneak up on you, they auto-aim at you, they take your hat off, let's say with the varmint rifle. Well, if you're quick, you can react to that, aim down sights, go ahead and trigger your Slippery Bastard. Now they no longer can auto-aim on you. They're going to have a really hard time hitting you, and then you're shooting back at them. So this perk has saved my life so many times with Slow and Steady, and it's the same thing with Slippery Bastard. It can save your life, because if you're caught off guard, you just go into Deadeye, and that will completely screw them over. Now the final perk is really optional. Right now I'm using Come Back Stronger because the way I look at it, whenever I'm sniping at people and I'm having sniper battles, they will hit me in the body a lot. And whenever they hit me, what's going to happen is my health will actually start to regenerate. So I actually have an advantage over them. You could also go with Strange Medicine, or you can use Cold Blooded. Whatever healing perk that you might like, that's fine. Or if you want to use a perk that will increase your damage, you can do so. If you want to use Peak Condition, Winning Streak, or even something like Lannon's Patience, all those perks are actually really nice. So if you want to up your damage a little bit, you can do that. But I always think that you want to have a healing perk. And to me, this makes the most sense because whenever I'm getting body shotted from a distance, I want my health to come back. And Strange Medicine does have diminished returns. If you're not getting headshots with that, a lot of times you're not getting a lot of health back with that. And Cold Blooded is nice, but I just think that this is just a little bit more useful for this particular build. Now, let's talk about everything else that you're going to want to know when it comes to this build. If someone does get really close to you and you're using Slippery Bastard, at any time you can just bust out double sawed-off shotguns. I 100% recommend this because up close, once you're in Deadeye, you're able to just go ahead and start blasting them, and you can dodge if you want. And yeah, I mean, like, you're just free aiming on them, but you have this for your close range option. And they might be using a shotgun themselves, which if they are, they might be able to hit you and kill you. But for the most part, if they are not using a shotgun, you have these, you will absolutely destroy people. Now, you could also use a repeating shotgun, pump action, whatever you want if you don't want to use these. But I normally always have a repeater or something as a backup. So if I have to free aim with third person, I can do that. And of course, I am always using this. So like I said, this is pretty much how you want to play with the build. A lot of times I like to be on my horse even when I'm sniping. So what I'll do is, let's say I'm fighting some people or my posse is fighting some people. I want to find a position where I could see the enemies and I want to start taking shots at them. So I will go ahead and find a nice little position and I will aim down. I'll start taking shots at them and trying to take them out with headshots or body shots, whatever. If they do start to shoot at me at any time, I can run away with my horse. If they take my hat off, let's say I'm shooting at them and they take my hat off and I'm like, uh-oh, at any time I can run away, put the hat right back on if I want to, which is always nice. And one of the reasons why that perk is so overpowered and people are screaming for them to nerf it is because of the whole horse thing. And a lot of people are figuring this out now. I talked about this a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, that's the main thing. So when someone is spawning, if you feel like they're going to spawn close to you, instead of trying to rush their spawn like I normally would do it slow and steady, I actually try to back away. I want to stay out of their lock-on range. I want to force them to try to free aim on me. And at any point, if I'm having trouble hitting them and they're getting closer to me, if I feel like, uh-oh, he's probably in lock-on range now, I can go into Slippery Bastard and I can go ahead and start taking shots at them, and they can no longer lock on to me at all. So it's a really fun build, and like I said, if somebody does get really close to you anytime, you got the shotguns, or if you just need to free aim, you go ahead and use this. Another option, which is actually quite overpowered with this, and I've done this several times, is actually dynamite arrows. Now, a lot of people aren't going to have this. You get this at like level 93. It's like $900 to buy this, but these are so much fun. These are like literally one of the most fun things in the entire game. But at any time you can be in Slippery Bastard, they can't lock onto you, and it's really easy to just shoot dynamite at them, and that will kill them pretty much regardless, because it's really easy just to aim at the ground where they're at and then blow them up. So 100%, I would also recommend dynamite arrows with this if you can get them, if you're high enough level. Alrighty guys, well that's going to pretty much do it for this build. I wanted to show this off because I've been playing with it and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And it's actually just quite insane on how people just don't know what to do. Whenever you're free aiming on them, or if you're using Slippery Bastard and you give yourself an advantage because your whole build is about free aim, people just do not know how to actually deal with that. And it's actually quite funny. And a lot of people will rage and get upset. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully Rockstar will give us some new content soon. I'm really hoping they will, because I don't know what they're doing. They're really not delivering it, and unfortunately a lot of people are getting upset and walking away from the game. But I know that whenever they do bring some new stuff out, a lot of people will come back, and this is definitely a build that you can play with to have some fun with, and it will completely change your play style But that's fine because once you get good at free aiming, people just cannot touch you. And that is actually really awesome because people always complain about auto aim and you're not really using auto aim, and you can really rub that into people's faces and they can't really say anything because a lot of people like to make excuses for why you're beating them, why you're destroying them. And this is one of those things that you can do and be like, look, man, I'm free aiming on you. And, you're complaining. Like, what are you complaining about? Alrighty, well, that's going to do it. So I would appreciate it if you guys could go ahead and like the video for me. Be sure to subscribe for future videos. And I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day. And peace out.